Alright, hello buddy. I'm back for another video for going through my collection. Today we're doing G, H, and I, but I don't have any bands from H and I, so I'm just going to go straight to J. So I'm just going to do G and J for this one. So starting with G, we're going to do American Idiot by Green Day. This is the only Green Day album I have. I listened to uh, Dookie, and it's all right. The hits are amazing, but everything else is just so for me. But this album is amazing, man. It's came on the same or 2 days before, 2 days and 1 year before my birthday. So that's before I was born, so that's pretty cool. It turned 20 before me last year, and you got the hits on here, of course. Waking Me Up When September Ends, and then American Idiot, Boulevard of Broken Dreams. Boulevard of Broken Dreams is one of the earliest songs I ever heard, so that's pretty cool. I'd probably say Wake Me Up When September Ends, probably my favorite song in this album. And Extraordinary Girl, that's probably another one of my favorites. So yeah, this is a fantastic album. And then we have the two albums I have from this band, Grateful Dead. Thanks to Glenn. Uh, I have Working Man's Dead, which has what would be my favorite one? High Time might be my favorite song on this one. I like this one a lot more though. The American Beauty. Uh, the reason I watched the show Freaks is because of this. They show this in the in that show, and they used a bunch of other old songs, so that's pretty cool. Uh, and of course we got Box of Rain, Sugar Magnolia, Ripple, Truckin'. Uh, Box of Rain is probably my favorite one on this one. This is just great country rock. I love it. And then next for G is George Harrison. Of course, this masterpiece of an album, uh, triple set right after the Beatles broke up. You can't get any better than this. Uh, I think mine might be Beware of Darkness. I'm pretty sure that's the song that they say above and below us. I love when that line comes up. Love that. Great album too, and cool packaging for it too. I got the box. You get that. You get a poster too of George, and then three albums right there. Kind of like my Doors box set, so that's pretty cool. and and then I have George Harrison's debut. Sorry, not debut. Self-titled with his version. He made another take on "Here Comes the Sun." He did "Here Comes the Moon," which I really like that song. And then you got "Faster" and "Blow Away." Those are pretty big hits on here. I listened to this kind of recently, and it's not bad, but it's not like amazing. But I still like "Here Comes the Sun" and "Blow Away." Those are pretty cool. And Somewhere in England. This is the original cover. He had to change it because of ties to Indian people, I think. So he had to change it to him just laying on a backboard of a street or something like that. But yeah, uh, let's see, Baltimore Oriole. That song is amazing, man. Whew. Uh, and then what's the other one? Writings on the Wall. That's good too. Good. This is a good later George Harrison album. And then we have his amazing comeback, Cloud Nine. Still play this to this day. Love it so much. I got my mind set on you. That I think I remember hearing that as a kid, so that's pretty cool. Uh, Fish on the Sand, man. When we was fab. So yeah, fantastic album right there. And then that's all for my G's, and then A course H and I don't have. So now we're gonna go to J's. And the next time I'll do the K through whatever. Uh, Jeff Beck. We have Truth. Uh, with Rod Stewart singing lead on this film. This is a fantastic album too. You got the You Shook Me, the Led Zeppelin song. Led Zeppelin covered that also. Uh, Morning Dew probably is my favorite song on this album. I quite like that song. I think Rod Stewart's vocals fit a lot on this album too. And at first, I kind of thought that Jeff Beck would be the one who sings on his albums, but then later in his career, he just does a bunch of instrumental albums, which Blow Away and or no, sorry, Blow by Blow, and then what's the other Jeff Beck one? Wired, yeah, Wired. I love that album cover. I have it. I even have it as a shirt. So yeah, Jeff Beck, pretty cool. And Jeff Will Toll, the only Jeff Will Toll album I have, Aqualung. Of course, you got the Aqualung title track, is amazing. Locomotive Breath, amazing. Um, Probably yeah, title track. That'd be my favorite song of this album. I kind of liked Minstrel in the Gallery too, but I haven't listened to that in a minute. But I just picked up this one. Uh, and then we have the only Jefferson Airplane album I have, Surrealistic Pillow. I really only listened to the debut and this one, because my friend kind of said the rest of their albums was kind of so-so. But I guess got White Rabbit on here, and then you have Somebody to Love. Those ones are amazing. I know Glenn Keller really likes this album, so that's pretty cool. And then you have what would be my favorite? Probably I'm gonna be cliche here, and probably Somebody to Love. That's probably my favorite one in here. I really gained to like White Rabbit because I've heard a bunch of people talking about how good that song is, and they performed it at Woodstock, so that's pretty cool. And now we go to John Lennon. Uh, my favorite album by John Lennon, Plastic Ono Band. Picture of him on the back. Uh, I just love how John Lennon does his vocals are so like um, emotional on his album. I love it. I quite like it a lot. Uh, Working Class Hero. There's that funny line in here. You're all freaking peasants to me. I love that. Uh, God, where people finally learned that the Beatles broke up, and he kind of references Bob Dylan by calling him Robert Zimmerman. That's when I first learned that was Bob Dylan's actual name. Uh, and then a bunch of other like world stuff going on. He mentions uh, Isolation. That's one of my favorites on this one too. This is just a fantastic album. I love it. And I kind of didn't really care for Imagine, but I still bought it because of the title track. But then I kept listening, and now I can see why some people say this is their favorite John Lennon album. Uh, of course, my favorite track on here is "How Do You Sleep." I love the thing he does for Paul McCartney, and I love his vocals on that too. Man, great. Imagine, of course, you got that. Give Me Some Truth. Whew, man. And then the funny track, I remember watching a interview he did about, and he was like, it was kind of around this time this album came out, and he said that a lot of people liked Oh Yoko, which he was very surprised by because it was just the last track song, and yeah, I kind of like that. It's a pretty funny song. And my fourth favorite album of all time, Jeff Buckley Grace. Ooh, you cannot get any better than this. Holy. Uh, Lover You Should Have Come Over and Forget Her are two highlights on this album. And he kind of goes like folk, poppy, not really pop, but uh, and then he also goes to grunge, and then he goes his amazing cover of Hallelujah, which is the one that I know. I also like Pentatonic's version, but his version is definitely the best version. Uh, so yeah, man, great album right here. Pretty sad story to what happened to him. Uh, and then this is also the second jazz album I have, but this is jazz vocals, vocal jazz. I bought this because of Rick Beato. He had a video he had of the top 50 best sounding albums of all time, and this was number one. And when he got to that, I was just blown away, man. Uh, Probably Lush Life is my favorite song on this album. I got to be in the mood to listen to this album, but it is great. Kind of reminds me a lot of Christmas too, so that's cool. And the last ones for the Jays, Jimi Hendrix, his debut, Hey Joe, Purple Haze, The Wind That Cries Mary, Are You Experienced, man? Freaking fantastic. What would be my favorite on here? Uh, Purple Haze, yeah, I'll pick that one. But chock full of amazing songs on this one. And then I still need to pick up Axis Bolt's Love. I haven't gotten to that yet. But I got Electric Ladyland. Uh, this is a fantastic album you did to go out with. Wonderful, wonderful. Along the Watchtower's cover of the Bob Dylan song, probably my favorite Bob Dylan cover. Uh, Voodoo Child, Slight Return. Uh, I really like the Rainy Day, Dream Away, and 1980. What was it? Yeah, 1983. A Mermaid Turn to Beat. Should I Turn to Beat? That's a pretty funny song. I like that a lot. So yeah, those are the parts of my collection from GHI and then J. And let me know if you guys are surprised by any of these albums that I have or don't have, or let me know if some I'm missing from H and I that I should check out. And I'll see you guys later. Thank you.